Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everyone. We all go through things where there's some challenges physically, mentally, things you need to heal from. It has been said that you can heal yourself. Say that again. You can heal yourself. Yeah, we have medicine, we have doctors, we have people that help you heal, and that's all good. But you can heal yourself. I've experienced it. That's how I can say it. And I know that she's got a lot of insight on that. We're going to talk about that today. How you can heal yourself. She's got a great organization that helps people heal. And she's been doing it for a long time. A bunch of different people that get that done. She's also the author of great books and CDs, and she's back with us. Kate Blecher is here on the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing just fabulous.
And I want to congratulate you. We have you as part of a program where it is your name, Holistic Healing with Kate Blecher, and you deserve that distinguished honor of having the name on your own show and everything because you know all of this and all of these modalities. So I appreciate you. I just want to tell you, I appreciate you and you being here.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And it's so good to have a platform like this where I can go out and share some of the knowledge I've gained over the years.
So let's go right there. In terms of healing one's self, what are your thoughts on that? Can it be done?
Oh, it can definitely be done. And I am walking proof of it. And I have clients who are as well. And it's very interesting because when you don't feel well, you can go to a doctor and get advice from the doctor. You can analyze it yourself and figure out what you think you need. But the true answer and the best answer comes from that part of your body that's having a problem. So what you have to do is you have to get to know it and you have to talk to it and give it the attention that it's asking for because it's probably painful to you in some way or annoying or inappropriate and you want to get over it.
Hmm.
And you just shouldn't ignore it.
Give me an example of how you healed yourself. You tell me, I'll tell you mine because I've done it.
Okay. I well, I could give you a number of examples, but one of them, I have a very rare bone tumor. And I can actually show you it's on my wrist and it kind of sticks out. And I've been followed by an oncologist for about 20 years. And a year ago, I fell and I broke my wrist.
Oh boy.
And he came and he said he wanted to do surgery. He could fix the break and then he could shave off the bone tumor. And he wasn't sure that would help me in any way,
Hmm.
but he said I would have, it would look better. And I had done a meditation and I asked my wrist, I said, what would you like? And it said, oh, nothing. I am very happy. The bone is going to heal and I am your bone tumor and I'm big and I'm strong and I'm here to protect you. I'm like your shield. You've got your sword in your right hand and I'm in your left hand and I'm extra strong. And it was just so proud of itself. And I,
Hmm.
never thought of it in a positive light before. I just, accepted it. So I went to see my doctor and he said he wanted to do surgery. And I said, well, to be honest, I asked my wrist what it wanted and it said it did not want surgery. And he was a little taken back by that because it was like, your wrist doesn't want surgery? And I said, yeah, it doesn't. And he said, okay, well, let's give it, a couple of months and come back and we'll talk. So I came back and he took another x-ray and he looked down and he said, the break is healed, but the bone tumor is still there. He said, do you want to do surgery? And I said, no. And he said, well, I would agree with you. I don't think you should have surgery now. And I was like, thank you. And he said that my wrist was right.
Wow.
So, I mean, it just saved me from having to have another big operation.
So look, thank you for sharing. I love that story. And I'm going to tell you a quick one on the other side coming from the doctor. So it was about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, July 4th. I'm up in the attic, which was over the garage, pull downstairs leading to the garage. I'm up there. I'm going to get a boogie board. We're going to go to the beach, blah, blah, blah. And I slipped and I fell out of the hole in the ceiling and rode the stairs down like road rash, and then hit the cement floor. I didn't get injured bad. A lot of road rash, from the stairs and the wood and everything. And my foot impacted on the cement floor of the garage. It didn't break anything, all good. But out of that, I got a wart. Never had a wart in my life. Like, yeah, big, painful, like annoying. So I go to the podiatrist. He does some stuff. Nothing happens. I go back again a week or so later. I'm like, Doc, what are we doing here? Nothing. Let me do this. Does something else. Go home, wait. Nothing happens. It's still there. Just, big wart on my foot. Very uncomfortable. My shoes and everything. I go back. I'm like, Doctor, what can we do? Like, nothing's happening. He says to me, you need to will it to go away.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what? And in my mind, I'm like, this guy's a quack. I'm paying him a copay and I need to will it to go away. He goes, yeah, just focus on it and tell it you want it to go away. And I'm like, sure, whatever. So I went home and I'm staring at the wart. I'm like, I need you to go away. You're not supporting me. You're actually getting in the way. I need you to go away, please. And I focused on it for a day. Third day comes along, gone.
Yes, that is so true. I mean, I have done that with others and myself. And I was told a long time ago that the things you buy over the counter, the acid that you put on the wart, basically what it does is get your body to pay attention to that area.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that. Oh,
yeah, and then it heals itself. But just by focusing on it, you can you can basically ask it to go away. And I've had them go in 2 days, and they always go away. And the doctors, well, your
yeah.
doctor was very smart to tell you that.
I believe we need to realize the power of us. I don't think we know. We get beat up. We have false beliefs that we're not worthy. We have so many things going on in our heads. But in the last 3 years, this has been my phrase. Somebody said it to me and it clicked. All I need is within me now. All I
Yes,
need is within me now. You got everything you need. You need an answer? Ask yourself. But you need to listen the right way. And what are you listening for? Your intuition, your gut feeling. There's your answer. You already know whatever you want to know. Choice A, choice B. Sit with it and learn to trust. And usually it's the easiest answer that comes back. And you say, can't be it. It's too easy. No, let me think this over. Wait a minute. No. And then you go for the other answer and it's the wrong answer. And it's the same thing with healing. We are making ourselves sick. We don't even know we're doing it.
I know. We are. Our spirit guides say we're the most unhealthy species on the planet because of all the chemicals we ingest and the pesticides and medications.
Yeah.
But the way I find it best to get in touch with our body is to do body scans. I don't know if that's something you've ever tried, but if you go into meditation, you can imagine a beautiful light coming in through the top of your head. And then it slowly moves down. And you just kind of go from side to side in your body, scanning for any areas that might hurt or want your attention or light up for some reason. And just slowly go down your face, your neck,
Hmm.
your back, your arms, your torso, your legs. And then when you're done, go to those areas that are lit up or wanted your attention and ask them, why do they want your attention today? What do they want you to do so they'll feel better? And what can
Hmm.
you do in the future so it doesn't bother you again? And I'm telling you, you always get answers. And sometimes there'll be really left field ideas. And sometimes it's something as simple as, put on some cream or see a doctor is a common response. So, I mean, your body really does know what it needs. And with the
Mm.
body scans, if you do it well, it might take 10 minutes, but then you'll come out of it. And the key is to follow through on what your body asked you to do.
And also trust, and also block everything out because that's what's getting in the way. Your devices, life, paying the bills, all of that gets in the way, and you
Right.
can't listen to your body. I'll be honest with you, the body scan, I think it's wonderful. I want to try it. I'm almost afraid of what my body's going to tell me. I don't want to, I don't know if I want to know, but you need to know. You need to
Yeah,
know.
you do need to know. And the fact that it knows what it wants to get better is the
Yeah.
most important. And it's rude to ignore somebody that needs your attention, just like it's rude to ignore your pain and your body part or your illness that wants your attention.
I never thought of it in that way. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Yeah.
It's just,
If somebody you care about came to you and said, "Listen, I have a problem. I need you just, can you give me an ear for a moment? Can you direct me as to what I should do?" You'd be like, "Yeah, what's going on? Well, how can I help you?" You're not doing that for yourself.
right.
Yeah.
And the important thing is to do it to yourself. It doesn't work if you just complain to friends,
Yeah.
because that actually gives the pain more power and the illness, because you're bringing it to the forefront and you're complaining about it. And it's better and people don't also like to listen to people complain endlessly, so it's better just to do it with with that part of your body that's seeking attention.
Hmm.
It's
What
very.
what has been your surprise? Everything that we're talking about, did you have an aha moment, Kate, in all of this? Like the beginning of this, call it a metaphysical journey.
Mm, right.
What happened?
Well, I guess I did when I was having severe neurological problems because I had multiple sclerosis and I was having difficulty walking and a lot of other physical problems. And every time I would get a brain scan, I would have more and more brain lesions. And I went and I asked my guides, how do I get better? And they came up, they it was such a detailed solution. We were all sitting around a table and there was a bowl, and each of my seven spirit guides put something in the bowl.
Wow.
And then they mixed it up, and it was like this white, sparkly spackle. And they said, take it with a little brush and just rub it and coat your nerves. And I imagined doing that in my brain and any place that hurt. And with MS, you lose the myelin sheath, the surrounding part of the nerve. So the nerves don't work very well. So by putting the spackle on, it kind of made it hurt it, cured it. And then I went back to my neurologist, who's quite brilliant, and he tested me, and I had another brain scan, and I had fewer lesions, which he had never heard of. And it's been about 10 years, and I haven't gotten one more. And other things started healing too. I had foot drop in both legs. I couldn't raise my toes. And now I can. And so I can run again. And you're not supposed to regenerate nerves, but I've done it so many times. And now my neurologist agrees we can regenerate nerves, but he didn't say that 10 years ago. So it
Hmm.
just made me realize this is so powerful and so many people can benefit from this. Mm,
100%. And also the realization of what's going on around us is making us sick and giving us disease, stress, the worst thing ever.
hmm It
Horrible.
is. And everybody stresses too much, suffers from too much anxiety, and it's
Yeah.
so harmful to the body.
It
And
took me an ulcer. And I already realized, it was the stress. Then years later, and I'm talking last autumn, about a year ago, again, stuff was going on. And I thought the ulcer was back. Got to the point where I was actually going to drive to the hospital. Like, this is bad. I was like, what's going
Mm.
on? But I knew there was stress that I was dealing with at the time. And I met a master herbalist who gave me a concoction. And in 3 days, it went away.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like just, and I was taking Nexium. I had been taking that off and on for years and all of this, and nothing was working. And the marshmallow root, catnip, and cat's claw in a bottle, put it on, you know, take it every couple of hours, and aloe vera juice with pulp. 3 days done. And I even gave that bottle because I had tons left. I didn't need it
yeah.
anymore to a friend who was dealing with some stuff coming from stress. Stress is, like they say, stress kills. It's the worst thing. Horrible.
It really is. Stress is it, it places the body in such an unhealthy position.
Yeah.
One thing you can do if you want to play around with it, because I like to look at illnesses and as challenges, but you can play with it. Say that you're feeling nervous. Focus on it. Maybe it's a 5 out of 10. And then focus and think about it and take it up to a 6. And then keep thinking about it, take it to a 7. And now you're really nervous, you're really hyper, you're really miserable, but you can see that you've got power over it.
Hmm.
So now take it back to a 6, take it to a 5, so you felt like you felt in the beginning, and take it to a 4 and see how you can calm down, and then to a 3. And it really does work. We have the power to do that ourselves. And once you acknowledge that, you can take care of yourself better.
It's almost what I've heard where you need to give it an identity. So some say, what are you feeling? Give it a color. Like you're giving it a number. And that's how we're
Right.
working with it. I've done this and I've shared this with friends, and I swear this has worked for me. Like in a stressful situation, you just say this to yourself. You can say verbally or in your mind, I am not my thoughts. I am not my emotions. I am safe in this moment.
Beautiful.
You just keep saying it over in your mind. I promise you, it works. It's almost weird. It's almost like you come back to center. I'm like, oh, I'm back. Things are good. Why am I worried about that?
Right. I mean, or you, I mean, that's a wonderful mantra. I mean, even if you don't have the time to do that, if you just focus on your breathing,
And that,
it's something very natural, and it just kind of lowers your blood pressure, lowers your heart rate, and it's
mm, yeah,
very easy to do.
breathing is so underrated. And because we do it instinctively, when you suggest to somebody, just take some deep breaths, 3 in, 3 out, intentional, slow. People look at it like, that's not going to help. That's not going to work. But it's scientifically proven that it does. I call it a reset button. Just press the reset button. And I had he was my boss back in the day. Now we're just great friends. When I would work with him, he would walk into a room, there's a little bit of stress going on, and he would just be like, in front of everybody. And I thought he was a little cuckoo at the time. And now I look back and I'm like, that's why he was doing that. All right. He was just, resetting what was going on so he could deal as a supervisor with a situation that was going on.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very good that he even could acknowledge that.
I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was angry. I thought it was I got to deal with you guys. All right. But no, he was just resetting from the moment and then just, kind of moving it forward. And he has since uh, become very inspirational and shares things with people. Side note, he found out about 6 years ago, routine exam, he had a heart defect. And immediately they said, you're going to the hospital. Now, 2 days later, open heart surgery, all major stuff going on there. And after that, he found yoga and he practices that. And that was kind of, somewhat of a turning point for him. But what is
Mm.
yoga? It's just like getting in touch with oneself. Uh, Breathing is a big part of it too.
Right. Yoga is wonderful. It's kind of a combination between working out and meditating.
Yeah.
And I practice yoga. I do it every day.
Oh, wow.
And it's a wonderful way to get in touch and move your body.
I haven't gotten there yet. That's on my list of things that I want to do. I want to try. And I have another friend, and this is a refrigeration repairman. Goes up on roofs. Your supermarket, it's not working. The air, the refrigeration units. He's ripping them out and like, fucking around, burly dude. And he started doing yoga. And he then just looks at YouTube and does it. And I'm picturing him in his living room doing it. But it's made a huge difference in his life. And he suffers from PTSD also. So
Yes.
that's made a big difference. Couple of minutes left, literally like 60, 90 seconds. Um, what else can we do to heal ourselves? Anything else floating out there we didn't hit?
Um, oh, there are so many things. I think one thing that we suffer from as a society is people don't get enough sleep,
Mm,
or their sleep is very poor.
yep.
But I think it's vital. And people, they should go to sleep early enough so they don't need an alarm clock in the morning and they can wake up naturally. And I think when you sleep, you heal. And it's just you heal emotionally and physically. And so people should, focus on getting a good amount of sleep.
It's not about me, but I'm going to illustrate exactly what you said last night. So I hadn't been getting a lot of sleep. I traveled a little bit, then I had like late meetings and things going on. And last night I was just feeling low. I got to tell you, I think I'm getting sick. Um, Something going on here. I don't know what's happening. Like now it's like 8:30. I'm like, I'm knocking it down. I'm still doing work on my couch. I'm like, I'm shutting it down. I'm not talking to anybody. And I got a, pretty solid 9 hours. And I got to tell you, I feel like I fought off a cold or something like that in just that amount of time. I'm not kidding. I really thought, I was getting congested. I was like not feeling right. I'm like, oh, great. Caught a cold. Was on a plane, caught a cold. Now I feel okay. It's all good. And I'm convinced I needed sleep. I needed sleep.
Yes, you certainly did. And I'm so glad you're feeling better today.
Oh, thank you. It's amazing. Again, we can heal ourselves. And who would think? Sleep, you'll feel better. Um,
Right.
this is just a piece of the holistic healing that you offer, Kate. How do we find you? What's the best way?
Oh, our company, Kate's Holistic Healing, you can find us online and on Facebook. Um, we You can also reach us at 917 And if you want to listen to some meditations to help you on self-healing and other things, you can go to kateblecher.com, where I've recorded different meditations to go with one of my books. And you can just listen to those and they'll help you.
I'm doing that tonight.
Ah,
And you think I'm kidding, but I'm not because I had plans tonight and I just canceled them because I'm gonna just take it easy another day. Just I've still got things to do this afternoon, but I'm not doing. That's what I'm gonna do. Blecher, by the way, is Blecher, kateblecher.com, right?
right.
Cool. Great talking
Good.
with you. Love your insight, your passion. You run deep, but it's very easy to understand as well. I know a lot of this is a little woo-woo, and appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.